What's up YouTube, it's TF Collector here, and today we're going to be reviewing the Transformers Studio Series number 12 Voyager class Decepticon Brawl from the original Transformers movie. So before we get into the figure himself, let's go ahead and take a look at his packaging, of course. In the front you have a nice picture of Brawl there, or as he's called in the movie, Devastator. He is number 12 of Studio Series. His name is Decepticon Brawl. He's from the Transformers 2007 movie, 8 and up Hasbro. Transformers down the side, Generations and Takara logos there. On this side you get a nice profile image of Brawl. He is number 12 of Studio Series. He's a Voyager class. On the other side, same image zoomed out, authentic logo there and Autobot logo there. On the back of the packaging, he is big screen inspired from the Mission City battle of the Transformers movie. His name is Decepticon Brawl. You have a nice bio here. Decepticon Brawl rips through metal and concrete, fulfilling his evil orders from Megatron. Some nice images of Brawl there. He does transform in 36 steps. Some other figures you can get here on the back of the box. Reviews are up for Optimus and Starscream, and Megatron will be coming later this week. And backdrop, of course, included. We'll take a look at that later. He's a Hasbro product. The bottom, you have a barcode. The top, Transformers. And the last thing to do before we take a look at the figure himself is his instruction manual here. You can see he is number 12 of Studio Series. He is Decepticon Brawl. Nice image there of the figure. 8 and up, Transformers Voyager class, Transformers Generations. On the back, Takara and Hasbro. And now making our way to the figure himself, here we have Studio Series number 12 Brawl in his tank mode. And I think this figure is pretty well done, and the tank mode here does look pretty good. So let's look at the details. You of course have his big cannon here on the front and 2 more up here, along with 2 little missile launchers there on the back. The little, I'm not sure what you call this, the cockpit that you get in. I don't know if it's that or if it's that. And maybe one for each. I don't know how tanks work. But you see he does have this nice tannish green colorway going on all throughout. I do really like the color that they used for this figure. He does have these little things here on the front, look pretty cool. Once again, I know nothing about tanks, so I don't know what that's called. All of these are done in green and the treads done in black. Looking very nice. The back there also looks pretty good just all throughout. I think this is a pretty good figure. There is the top looking good. There is the bottom. He does have rolling wheels on the treads, so you can roll him around. He is a figure, so it is good that you're able to play with him like the figure he is. Now, Brawl here does have a little bit of articulation here because he is a tank. You can rotate this top piece side to side. You can do a full 360 if you want it to. You can also undo it and take advantage of these hinges to bring it up a little bit and have it angled up like so. You can do that if you want to. You do have these pieces here that are on ball joints, so they can rotate all the way around. You can position them however you feel like on your figure. And last but not least, these front pieces are also on ball joints, so you can angle them all the way down. You can flatten them out. You can rotate them sideways if you want. I personally just give them a bit of a downward angle there. I think that looks pretty cool. But yeah, some nice little articulation features that you get here in tank mode. And the last thing to talk about here for the vehicle mode is his accessories. He does come with 2, which is very nice. He comes with this blaster here, which looks pretty cool, done in this green plastic with some silver painted over top of it. Nice detailing all throughout. I think this looks pretty good. You have 4 barrels. I think it looks pretty good. And the other accessory that you get is this claw-like thing with a little machine gun on the top. Looks very nice. Got your little magazine there for the machine gun, and the claw here does articulate a little bit if you want it to, which is nice. And yeah, I think these accessories look pretty good, and they can store here in the vehicle mode. You see there are just 2 slots up there, and they each have tabs. So you just can tab them on to the top of Brawl, and you can have him absolutely decked out, ready to take on some Autobots. And for a few quick vehicle mode comparisons, first off, we have him with Studio Series 06. Starscream, here he is. I know one's a plane, one's a tank, but they are both from the original 07 Decepticon team, so you can see how they line up together. Starscream a little longer, as he should be. I think they look pretty good together. And the other one that we have here, which we might have to raise up a little bit for, because this is a big old boy. This is a big old boy. And that, of course, is Studio Series 08. Blackout. He is a big old boy. He's a big boy. And yeah, Brawl doesn't even come to like half of the size of Blackout. But one is a massive helicopter and one is a tank. But I think they do look good together. And if we want to bring Starscream back in here, you can see how the vehicle mode 07 Decepticon team is shaping up thus far. And with all that being said, I think that Brawl does look pretty good here in his tank mode. I like the color scheme. I like the way it looks. And let's see if the robot mode makes me say the same. So let's go ahead and transform him. So the first thing we're going to do is pop these pieces off here and just set those off to the side. We won't need those for now. Now we can come here to the top and use the double hinge to pop that piece up like so. We can come here to the side and we can untab these pieces. You can see that tab there just goes into a slot there, and you can bring that piece all the way back. Do the same thing here. Get that piece untabbed, bring that all the way back. Now we can come to these pieces, and what you're going to do is just untab them and swing them under, like so. Do the same thing on this side, of course. Untab it and swing it under. And now we can come back here and work on the legs. So the first thing we want to do is split legs, like so. And now what we can do is bring them forward a little bit so that we're not hitting the upper this piece. You don't want to hit that piece. You can rotate the legs forward at the thigh hinge like so, and then you're going to bring the feet down like so, and you can see there's a tab there that will go into his slot in that piece there. So just tab that in. Do the same thing on this side. You want to make sure you flip this piece down. That is the tab you will use going into tank mode. Tab that piece in. And that is the legs of Brawl, all nice and finished up. Now what you're going to want to do is come here to this piece, and you're going to want to split it and swing it out. So basically, you're going to untab it back here, and you want to swing it up. You don't want to pull it out because that's not the way the arms work. You want to swing it up like that. So you're going to have it down, and you just want to swing it up like that. And now what you can do is come here to these pieces and bring them down. They will tab in. You have a tab there and a slot there. So just tab those pieces in like so. And now to get a bit of a better angle here, what you're going to want to do is when going into vehicle mode, you do want the arms to look like this. But now what we're going to do is swing them out like so. Swing that one out like so, and you're going to want to bring this piece up and bring this piece down like so. So bring it up on that top hinge and down on that bottom hinge, and then you can bring it all the way down and just swing the arms down, and you can straighten the arms out down here as well. Just straighten the arms out like so, and then we can make them go the opposite way and push them up. So that is going to be the way you want their arms to work. And let me raise the camera. So now what you're going to want to do is take this piece and swing it around 180 degrees like so. Now we can flip to the front. Hopefully that will stay up. Stay. Come to the front and grab this piece and bring it forward. Just untab that. Bring that forward. Take these pieces, rotate them to the side so you have clearance to bring them down like so. And now what you can do is grab this piece here and it will rotate around and down like that. And now what you want to do is you want to come here to these pieces and you want to bring them up. They are on a hinge. You want to bring them up like so. We're going to angle them in here in a second. Just bring them up for now. And now what we're going to do is work on the head. So you want to pull the head up on the panel that it's on. It should click twice. And now what you want to do is make sure all this is lining up. You want to bring these pieces out. And now you can angle these pieces in. And what you're going to do is there's a tab there on the back of the head panel and a slot right there. And you're just going to bring that up and tab that in. And that will give Brawl his torso section. Now what you can do with these pieces is just angle them forward like so. You want to come here to these pieces and they're going to fill in this gap right here very nicely. So just bring those up, which is a nice little touch they didn't have to do, but I do appreciate them filling that gap in very, very much. We appreciate that very, very much, do we not, ladies and gentlemen? Now what we're going to do is we're going to want to rotate this whole section around town. So bring these pieces back. Get this cannon around here. This whole section is rotating around town. It's going to be difficult to do, but you want this whole section rotating around. So make sure you get all this out of the way if you can, and just rotate that whole section around. So this whole black section, you want it to do a 180. You want to rotate it all the way around. And you have a lot of panels that are going to try to get in your way, but you got to rotate that around. Now that tab there is going to go into that slot there, and that is going to be the way your arms are going to look. And you're going to do the same thing here. Just tab that in, and there you have your arms. This piece is becoming quickly annoying, is it not? Just flopping all over the place. But now what we can do is we can come to the back here, and we're going to untab these pieces. Untab. Untab, I say. Nope, not you. You. Untab. There we go. You go back where you belong. You go back where you belong at your home. And get your nail in there and untab the other side. Hey, that side actually wanted to cooperate with me. And now what you're going to do is just bring this piece down, and you can see there is a tab that you can't really see. There's a tab right there that will go into a slot right there, and that is going to just tab in, and this piece will also lock into this backpack piece like so. And now what you're going to do is just bring these cannons around and angle them however you wish for them to look on your version of the figure. And with all that said and done, and whatever is going on back there, here you have Brawl in his robot mode. And other than that one piece of transformation where you have to come around here and rotate this whole backpack and stuff gets in the way of other stuff, I think the transformation works pretty well other than that step. And yeah, I mean, what you get here in robot mode doesn't look terrible. It's a little proportionately weird, and these pieces are getting on my last nerves. But let's go ahead and take a look at the details that you do get with Brawl. So you can see this face sculpt here is looking very, very nice. You can see they put some nice detailing into that, some nice silver paint, nice design all around. You can see the chest done very well all around, even the arms, nice silver paint, even though they do have this weird like panel design, and the shoulders are just, we'll get into that here in a second though. We're just looking at the details for now. You see some more silver paint. You have these pieces in the front, which is movie accurate. We love movie accuracy. Silver and gray throughout the crotch region, silver there on the kneecaps, silver on the toes. Nice little specks of silver all throughout the figure. I do appreciate that. The backpack is accurate, but this part is not. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. It needs to go somewhere else. This was a little bit of a flaw in the design of this figure. That needed to go somewhere else. But you can see, I mean, it is a lot of panels. The back of the legs are panels. The back of the arms are panels. But from the front, I don't think he looks that bad other than those shoulders. Those shoulders are really just throwing the look of the figure off, in my opinion, but overall I don't think he looks all that bad. And for Brawl's articulation, he does have a good little bit of articulation here. The head is on a ball joint, so it can look left and it can look right, and it can't really look up and down. It can do a little bit of a head nod. These pieces, of course, are on ball joints, so you can rotate them however. You can rotate them in if you want. You can have them sticking up higher, however you want to do that. The arms are on a hinge mushroom peg there. They can do a full 360. They can go in and out. You do have mushroom peg swivel there. You do have this swivel due to transformation if you want to use that. You have elbow bend up to 90 degrees there. Nothing at the wrist, nothing at the waist. These pieces can be rotated however you want. Of course, they are on ball joints. The legs can kick forward pretty high there. They can kick back a decent amount as well. They can kick out and do the full split. You do get a thigh swivel. You do get a knee bend, a little less than 90 degrees there. And the feet are tabbed in, so due to transformation, you don't get anything there on the feet. And these pieces, once again, does this count as articulation? Because, I mean, they really want to articulate. They don't want to stay where they're supposed to stay. But overall, being for real, I don't think the articulation on this figure is that bad. I mean, it is a Voyager, so a waist joint would have been nice. But overall, I don't think articulation is that bad on the figure. And of course, if you want to, you can bring back in your accessories and you can arm Brawl up. Now, if you don't want to, you can plug them back onto the back if you want, but I personally like to have Brawl nice and armed up. So put the claw on one side. He can also hold these if you want him to, but I personally like to go with movie accuracy. So I am going to plug mine into the forearms, and you can have Brawl slicing people and shooting people all of that glorious action. Thank you, Michael Bay, for these wonderful designs. And for a couple quick comparisons here with Brawl, we're just going to try to do 2 at a time here. Here we have him with 06 Starscream. We can get Screamer to stand up straight for us. He does have the chicken leg look, so you can make him a little taller if you want. And the same goes for this next figure, who is, of course, 08 Blackout. Stick him right there. And if we want, we can add in little Scorponok, and you can see how the Decepticon team is turning out so far. And for one other comparison, since he did a little 2-on-1 action in the movie, here he is with 04 Ratchet and number 10 Jazz, a couple Autobots that gave him a little bit of fighting to do. Now, I think Jazz technically should be a little smaller compared to this guy, if I remember right, but I'm not a big scale guy. I know Studio Series tries to do the scale right, so I'd say they at least got it close, which I am very appreciative of. And yeah, that's all the comparisons I have here. And the last thing to talk about here with Brawl is the sadly soon-to-be discontinued display base that comes in the packaging here. You can see there it is, the Mission City Battle. He is number 12 of the Studio Series. See the little Transformers logo down there, the 07 movie. Transformers, Autobot logo, Generations logo, Authentic logo, all kinds of logos, and you can plop Brawl there right in the middle of Mission City. So he can lay a whooping on Jazz and Ratchet and eventually get murdered by the Bumblebee Men. So there you have my review for the Transformers Studio Series number 12 Voyager class Decepticon Brawl. And overall, the figure is good. It's not great. Some of the proportions are off. The shoulders definitely don't look right. They're too skinny. They don't look the way they should. The panels on the back of the legs and the back of the arms do throw the proportions off quite a bit, and not even to mention the panels on the back of the left leg, or his right leg, but the left one, looking at it specifically, as you saw throughout the review, annoyed me the whole time. It does not stay tabbed in. It's so annoying. It just flops around, and which can be very annoying. Another complaint is that that thing that's going on back there, that should not be there. So they should have designed that better and had that fold up or something to somehow get that to look better. But I mean, I like the paint color they use. The head sculpt looks great. I appreciate the little silver details they left in here and there. But unfortunately, just due to the panely design and the very bad looking shoulders, I don't think this figure is that great. He is good. He is enjoyable. The transformation is fun for the most part, other than that one step, which I mentioned earlier. And the vehicle mode, the tank, looks really good. And I mean, the robot mode isn't terrible. You can tell it's Brawl, but it just isn't great. It's not that next level that I usually expect from Studio Series. So I had to give Studio Series number 12 Brawl a rating. I'm leaning between 7 and 7.5 out of 10, but since I do think that he is around the same area of the lockdown that we took a look at in the last review, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. So like I said, he is a good figure, certainly not the worst figure we've taken a look at so far, but I also unfortunately do not think he is anywhere close to the best. So that is my review for the Transformers Studio Series number 12 Voyager class Decepticon Brawl. That's a mouthful, and I'll see you guys on the next one with Voyager class Revenge of the Fallen Megatron. See you then. Peace.